I can feel something inside myself. I really don't think it's strong enough. We're strong enough. Yes, we are. What a game. What a win. What a man. I need that poster on my wall, if it makes it onto the wall, that is. And, oh, fantastic. Newcastle beat Cardiff 3-0. Forgot what this feels like. It's brilliant, isn't it? Welcome to the GallowgateShots YouTube channel, the home of the Always Smiling Faces podcast and my own videos. My name is Emil. These are the player ratings for the game where we won. Hope the hangover's not too bad. Let's get straight into it. Dubravka, great in goal, but never truly tested. Well covered by the defenders. I think they did a good job on this one, and he was always comfortable with the corners, set plays. Never ever looked like he would have let one in anyway, and yeah, wouldn't find a better bargain in B&M, to be honest. 7 for Dubravka. Yedlin never stopped running. He was brilliant down the wing. He made some great progress going forward, and he did his job in getting back, which is quite rare. I don't know if it was maybe the way that Cardiff were playing, but he chased them down and he looked really good. So fair play to DeAndre. He took his time with a few passes, but again, it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I'll give Yedlin an 8. Lejeune, couldn't fault him whatsoever. What an amazing difference he makes in that team, and he made some cracking tackles. He just looked like a touch of class, and this is the Lejeune that we've kind of missed for the first part of the season. Whether that actually helps us in the long run, because I know Lejeune doesn't score goals, but obviously keeps a few out. Maybe it'll make a difference and boost the confidence. He was a catalyst for a lot of attacks, which was good, and again, not afraid to have a crack at goal. He kept pushing the team forward. Lejeune gets himself a 9. Lascelles upped his game in this one, I must say, and he looked pretty good. It was the Lascelles that we have slowly been getting back. I know we had the little wobble against Blackburn midweek, but obviously needed to go off, and thankfully so, because he played really well. This partnership with Lejeune is important to Newcastle, I think, and he made some powerful challenges, great covering on the ball, and he put that header in towards goal, which obviously knocked in. 8 for Lascelles. On to the main man of the entire game, who have just been singing about their share. What an amazing game. 2 goals, the first of which was magical. Guilty as charged. I was having a piss at the match, so I didn't see it, which is typical, but I've watched it back about 1 million more times because it is just brilliant. I know it was a bit of poor defending on Cardiff's half, but you know, it looked like Ben Arthur playing like Philippe Albert, running along into the box and to get that ball in. It was pretty well taken in the end. The second goal was great instinct in front of goal, so pretty happy with where he was for that one. I know he didn't really expect it, but flawless defending in the rest of the game. That brilliant block he put in when Cardiff were breaking. 10 for Shea. 10. Most of that because of how he looks, but that's another matter. Richie worked himself silly, didn't he? Never gave up trying, like he always does, and he was trying even after the 2 goals. He was trying to get that third. He wants to kill games off, which is why I think Richie is important. Running down the wing to get forward, he won corners, and his corners were sublime at times. Certainly the one that he put into Lascelles for Shea's second. Richie gets an 8. He was replaced by Manquillo because he was naturally worn out. I mean, he collapsed on the floor, and everyone was just like, please, make a change. It was a shame that we only managed to get 1 substitute made in this really thin squad that we have, but Manquillo didn't have much to do. Didn't have to work too hard. There was a bit of a thing where he kind of ran towards the ball, but Rondon picked it up before he even got the chance to get it. Atsu, as ever, great source of creativity. I think he was constantly finding space. It was probably a quieter game from Atsu, if anything. He teamed up with Rondon really well, and you know, he ran himself into trouble a few times where he maybe got swamped and didn't know how to deal with all of the Cardiff players, but that was more Cardiff style of play. Didn't really give Atsu a lot of room to do what we know he's capable of. So quieter from him, but a 7 nonetheless. Longstaff, another brilliant game. This is someone who's shown great promise. I think a lot of the Newcastle fans in that stadium yesterday were very excited by what Longstaff brings to that team, and you know, Aaron, who works on the channel, does the FIFA videos, said he'd run through a brick wall for Newcastle, which is exactly what we need in that squad. You need someone who's going to go, right, I'm not losing this game, and that's exactly what he did. And he also said, we're going to win this by a long shot. He cares. He was putting some nice balls into space. They didn't work every time, but someone made a point on Twitter about his head never dropping. That is the type of player that you want. You don't want it like Shelby, I guess, where something goes wrong and he goes in a bit of a strop. So fair play to Sean Longstaff. What a brilliant game he had. 8 for him. Hayden, he did a solid job in the middle, but similar game to what he normally does when he plays well. Didn't actually have that much to do. Cardiff didn't pose too much of a threat in the middle, and they didn't really break through much of the time. His touches seemed good. His passes were good a lot of the time as well, and he provided Shea with the assist for the first goal, if you can call it an assist, because Shea obviously did most of the hard work from the halfway line, but still found players. I think for a man who we think doesn't want to play for us, he's still playing for us, which is all you can ask for, really. 7 for Hayden. Perez, work ethic was faultless. I had to have a bit of a hindsight thing on this, because during the game I was like, I don't know what Perez has done, but then I watched it all back and I thought, actually, that was a hell of a game. And you look at it, I think Neil Etheridge had a great game for Cardiff despite letting 3 in. Certainly when it came to Perez, the header that Perez put in was great. It had a real edge on it, and you know, he was lucky not to get a couple of goals. Obviously, he got his goal in the end, in the 93rd minute, I think, and he took it so well, didn't he? Great team-up play at times. He's working well with Yedlin, he's working well with Rondon, he was working well with Atsu, and I think this is the Perez that we want to keep, please. It would be nice to see this confidence just grow and grow, and fair play. He got his goal against Blackburn, he's continued it. Let's keep it going. It might not happen every week, but certainly that work ethic is what we need. 9 for Perez. Rondon had an incredible game. Hardest worker on that pitch. Yes, I know he didn't get a goal, but that was because he was in other positions. He was covering every single square of that field. He got forward. He cleared balls. He was winning balls. He had an assist. And I don't know what it was. He just came alive. If we can keep him doing that for the rest of the season, then we have nothing to worry about. Danny Murphy on Match of the Day actually said if we can keep him fit, which worries us slightly, but I honestly think that Rondon will be there, and it just goes to show that is the type of striker you need. If we have someone playing off him with a bit more strength, a bit more flair, then who knows what we can achieve. Obviously it's a bit of a pipe dream at the minute, but Rondon's hold-up play was exceptional. I think every time Dubravka or Shea or whoever was putting the ball to him sent it to him, and it was coming in from above, Rondon was, and he just goes into the players like that. Oh, I can't even... Let's just move on, shall we? Wax lyrical about Rondon. 10 for him, rightly so. Amazing work for them from the entire team. The crowd were behind them, and that is what we like. That is what we need. That's what the crowd need to be like every game now, I'm afraid. I know it was maybe taking a bit of time. There was a lot of anti-Ashley chants, but you know what? If something's going to fire up the crowd, nothing does it better than a ref making silly decisions for the opposition when we're getting nothing. The FA Cup's going to be a real chance to rotate and rest, I think, against Watford. I know it's a bit of a not ideal situation for us, but if we beat Watford, then who knows? Let's have a bit of a confidence run in that. It all works in the end, doesn't it? We've got a horrible midweek game against Man City shortly after that at the end of January. That's going to be awful. But you never know. You never know. We really don't. You know, this time last year we were saying that, and then we went and beat Man United 1-0. Podcasts are coming soon. They're going to be full of joy this week. There will be match previews, Q&As, everything. If you listen on whatever app you use, or if you watch here on the channel. Aaron, who I mentioned before, his FIFA videos are brilliant. In fact, if you need a pick-me-up, right, I watched yesterday's against Cardiff in the morning, and that one actually made me want to go to the match, and I went along, and thankfully it all paid off. I think he's got magic in those thumbs, and he also plays on world class. So there we are. Yeah, what a win. We're a bit more confident now. Still a lot more to be done. There's not much breathing space down there. Strap in. Away the lads. And how about we just for one more. You believe in life after love. I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're... Yes!